Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Amy, your independent Scentsy consultant with Happily Scented Life, and I'm back today to share with you guys my first impressions and warm reviews on the Puddles and Petals wax collection from Scentsy that just dropped. Was it this week or last week? I can't remember. It just dropped recently. So I just got done watching the end of month live, and I showered, and I did my end of month live snarky video. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and film this and upload it so that way you guys can have my thoughts in case you were thinking about ordering this this week. So we're going to get right into it. I'm just going to pull up the website so I can get the scent notes because for some reason Scentsy thought that they couldn't fit the scent notes in this box, even though there is, you know, so much room. I mean, instead of putting like all the languages here of this like one sentence, they could have just like, you know, or they could have put it on here. I mean, there was multiple spots that they could have fit the scent notes on here. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get the inconsistency. Like, why start giving us with those organza bags, you know, the little scent note tag, and then stop doing it? After we all were like, yay, scent notes, thank you. And I apologize for the glare from the computer screen. It's like almost midnight here, so I'm just trying to get this done so I can upload it and go to sleep because I have a busy day tomorrow before I go on PTO next week. So yeah. Okay, so as of right now, everything in the Puddles and Petals collection is available. Nothing is sold out. You can still get the 4-pack bundle. You cannot buy these bars individually. If you want only 1 or 2 scents, you are going to have to put it in a Scentsy club, do a one and done club, add them to your next subscription order, however you choose to do it. But the bundle itself is $24. So not a bad price point. And then each of these fragrances is also available in a fragrance flower. There's no bundle on the fragrance flowers, so you just have to buy them individually. So there are 4 fragrances in here. So I do want to tell you that off the bat, when I saw the scent descriptions, the 2 that I was most excited for was Coastal Rain Cove and Rugged Mountain Rain. So those were the 2 that I was most excited for, right? Based on scent description alone. I do want to tell you that the 2 that I was most excited for ended up being the 2 I was the most disappointed in. So let's just put it that way. All right, so we're going to go off first impressions. I'll share with you what my first impressions were on the scent, and then we'll go into the warm review. And I'm going to do that for each individual scent. So I'll tell you my first impression and then the warm review, and then do that for each one. Okay, so we're going to go into Saguaro Desert Rain. I did warm this one, and I also made samples with it. So I warmed it in my bathroom, but then I also made samples with the other cube, okay? This one has notes of warm amber, rain-soaked cactus greens, and yucca flower. Okay, so I just want to take that glare off for a second. So I loved this bar on cold. It is a very sexy scent. And I don't think they meant it to be that way, but the cactus flower is reading like body care, like sensual body care. I didn't say it in my whiff box video when I first reviewed this scent on cold, but this reminds me of like Brendan Fraser in The Mummy. Like, you can totally get desert vibes, like the warm sand, the cactus greens in the desert. It is light, though. It is light. I do want to say that on cold, all of these scents were light on cold. But I don't think they're meant to be like powerhouses either. So, but I'm definitely getting all of those notes. So on warm, this wasn't too bad. It was a medium. It was average on everything. Average on throw, average on longevity, only lasted about a day, and average on strength. Probably a 5 out of 10 on its max for strength. Now, again, I did it in a bathroom and I only did 1 cube. I feel like this one, there's really not any notes in it that would need more cure time per se. So there's not really anything like that's vanilla in here or sandalwood that would need like a little bit more cure time. So I don't think aging this is going to make it any stronger than what it is. But for me personally, to get the strength to where I would love to enjoy it, which would be about a 7 out of 10, I'd have to double up my wax, and I would have to do this in a small space. So for me, this is a bedroom only scent or a bathroom scent. This is not my living room. This is not my kitchen. This is not my hallway. It is not an open space concept scent either. But it was nice and enjoyable, and I do feel like this is a little bit stronger than Black Tie Affair. Kind of has like almost the same lines, but this is more in the, like, I like how Patricia Gates said Venn diagram when she was explaining the May scent of the month in one of her videos. I feel like this is in the Venn diagram of like satin sheets and sheer leather and oh god, what's that other scent that's like this? It'll come to me eventually. But yeah, so I feel like if you like scents like satin sheets, sheer leather, you like men's scents that don't read heavy, heavy cologne, like we're not talking about bergamot here. This is really nice, and it's softer. So this is okay. So out of the collection, I rate this a 2. This was my second favorite from the collection. Would I club it? Not sure. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to club it. Would I repurchase it? Yes, I would grab another bar or two. I actually do have another bar because I did get one in the whiff box. So I would get another bar to have it to try and see if maybe time will develop this a little bit more. I do know from experience that satin sheets and sheer leather do get stronger over time. So maybe, maybe not. But I have high hopes for this bar that it will eventually do what I want it to do. So, yeah. Okay. Next. Quaint Country Rain. So this one had notes of raindrops, orchard fruits, and fresh violet. Okay. So I was like, okay, what do you mean by orchard fruits? What are we talking here? Are we talking apple? Are we talking pear? Are we talking peach? Are we talking berries? Like, what are we talking here, right? So on cold, all I pick up is pear. All I get is pear, and it's fresh pear, and it's not, thank God, not the nashy pear that I hate from Scentsy. This is the same pear note that I get in Perfectly Cute, in Perfect Day, also in Whipped Vanilla Pear. So whatever pear note that is, whatever pear oil that is in those fragrances, it's the same one that they're using here. I'm also detecting an apple too. And I feel like Scentsy a lot of times will pair apple and pear together. And it's not a bad combination, like not at all. I definitely get a aquatic note. And I like that the fresh violet is not floral. This is more of a violet leaf. So think of that leafy note that was in Posy Peach, because that had violet leaf in it. If you liked Orchard by the Sea, I feel like you are going to like this one. Now, it's not, Orchard by the Sea was very heavy on like the beachy sea saltness, but the fruity notes and the aquatic notes are very similar and kind of like in that same wheelhouse. Okay, so I warmed a cube in my bathroom. I did the bathroom upstairs, and I did have the door shut. So this one did not throw past my bathroom. I don't think it would, though, even if I had the door open. This on strength was the strongest out of this collection. It was about a 7.5 out of 10. It threw very nicely, and it lasted an entire day. It was lovely. I loved it. It was fresh pear. You got the fresh violet leaf, which was given a greenery note. You had the aquatic tones. It was a great bathroom set. Great bathroom set. I would even warm this like in my kitchen one day. Like if I wanted like a fresh, like a really fresh fruity scent. I do think this could possibly work on open concept, but I think you would have to use like the whole bar, like minimum 6 cubes. The fragrance flower in this is doing fantastic. I actually got that in the whiff box and I put it in the bathroom, and I had it in the same bathroom that I was trying this out in, and it paired very well. I really enjoy this scent. This is my favorite on warm, and this is actually one I would club because I did not club Orchard by the Sea, and I do miss that one. So this is kind of going to be like my replacement bar for that until I can, you know, stock up on Orchard by the Sea, or if it comes back. So that is Quaint Country Rain. This is for you fruity lovers, especially if you like apple and pear. Okay. Rugged Mountain Rain. Now this one I was intrigued by because it had cool mountain mist with wild moss and granite. So the granite note is what really intrigued me because they really don't do like mineral a lot. Like they've done it in some sense, but not a lot. So I'm like, I wonder what granite smells like. Well, it smells like nothing because on cold, I don't get anything. It is a 0.5 out of 10 on strength on cold. Like, I don't get anything. It just smells like nicely fresh wax. Like, that's all it smells like. I don't get anything on cold. It was so disappointing. I'm like, well, this isn't what granite smells like. This isn't what morning mist smells like. I don't get any moss. So, totally sad. So, I'm like, all right, well, maybe this is just an extremely light bar on cold. So, I did 1 cube in my bathroom. See? 1 cube. Still nothing. Still nothing. I couldn't smell anything in the warmer. Nothing. Not a thing. This is basically like this is Blooming Marvelous 2.0. Like, this just does not work for my nose. It doesn't work for my house. I don't smell anything. It's a dud. It is a complete dud, which is so depressing because a granite scent with like wet rain, like smelling like the city, like just walking through the city during when it's raining, like that would have been perfect. Perfect. And like mountain notes, there's like nothing atmospheric with this at all. At all. Total disappointment. Womp, womp, womp. All the way. Least favorite out of the entire collection. Now, the last one. Coastal Rain Cove. This was the one I was the most excited for because of the scent description. The scent description is totally up my alley. It's white sage, it's crisp lemon, and sea moss. So a little bit of all of my favorite things. Fresh, citrus, greenery, outdoorsy, earthy. Love it. On cold, this smells like wet Charmin toilet paper. Like literally if your kid dropped the toilet paper roll into the toilet and you're smelling the wet cardboard and the wet toilet paper. That's what I was smelling. I was like, where's the lemon? Where's the sage? Like sage and lemon are strong oils. And to not smell it at all. Now, I don't know what the difference between white sage is and like sage that we smell like in snowflakes and sage and other scents like that. Maybe it's supposed to be more diluted, more subtle. I don't know. But on cold, I was getting wet Charmin toilet paper, wet cardboard. I'm like, all right. So today at work, I brought it in. Warmed it in my office. I did 1 cube. I'm like, all right. If this scent's going to work in any space, it's going to work in my office. It's aversion to space. It has no window. It's an 8x8 room. And usually light scents perform really good there. So I warmed this. And I do want to say the sage came out. I was getting like an aura of like herbalness. It wasn't like heavy herbal. It was like a touch of herbal. It's almost like if you were walking through like an apothecary and people were like making stuff, then you're kind of like getting like a little bit of the essence that are going on. But it was extremely light. And for my office, that was just unacceptable. Like, I'll give it a 5 out of 10, but honestly, it was probably like more like 3 or 4. I couldn't smell it outside of my office, so it wasn't throwing out into the hallway like the scents normally do. Once I got past my doorway and like walked into the middle of the room, because where the warmer is, it's like in the back left-hand corner. Once I got to the middle portion of the room, that's when I could actually start to smell the scent. And really, I wasn't like picking up any like distinct notes. I really wasn't getting sage. I wasn't getting lemon. I wasn't getting moss. It just smelled like a very soft, sweet, slightly man herb scent. It was just nice. It kind of smells like a nice hotel. Not a bougie hotel, but also not your $89 a night, pay by the hour type of hotel. This is like the hotel, like the Comfort Inn. The one that's, you know, $100, that maybe has a pool, but still has the sketchy park attendant. I don't know about this one. I want to say that I want to give it some time to cure, because I like the idea of the bar. I like the idea of white sage and lemon and oak moss, making it this like herbal citrus type of atmospheric aquatic scent. But do I hold out hope that Scentsy made an amazing bar, or do I just take that profile and have a vendor do a custom? That's kind of like where I'm at right now with this. I don't know. So this was 3rd on my ranking. So just to go over again, the ranking. My least favorite was the Rugged Mountain Rain. This just smelled like nothing. It was a complete dud. Waste of your $6. I would not waste any more time on this bar. Absolutely not. The Coastal Rain Cove, I was disappointed because I really hyped it up thinking it was going to be this amazing scent, and it kind of just smelt on cold like wet cardboard and really didn't turn anything else other than a very nice, soft, subtle hotel scent. Saguaro Desert Rain did have some promise. I do like the manliness in this bar. I do like the cactus greens, and I like the yucca flower. So this does have some promise. I'm hoping that it does get a little bit stronger with some time. And then Quaint Country Rain was my favorite. I will possibly club this one, because like I said, I didn't club Orchard by the Sea. We'll just have to see if my scent experience is consistent with the remainder of this bar to allow it to be club worthy. But that's my reaction on the Puddles and Petals collection. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry if I'm like a negative Nancy with it, but honestly, I was disappointed. I was really hoping that this was going to be like a wham bam thank you ma'am amazing aquatic collection. I thought they were going to knock it out of the park, compete with these vendors that are killing it with these types of fragrances, and they kind of sold us short a little bit, I think. So not the greatest collection, Scentsy, but I will give you props with the Quaint Country Rain. I did really like that one. So let's continue the conversation in the comments section. Thanks for always liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye, guys.